on our way, we found a man, a homeless guy, who came up to Anthony, Spencer, Emmett, and I, Thomas, and said, you know how I know you guys are going to be friends for life? And he said, you know, because you guys are all from different places and you're hanging out. Huge boil on his neck. But at first we thought he was going to go into something deep. We thought he was just some...
philosophical, like,
yeah.
The Tao Te Ching, like, this is why, man, you need to read this.
However, little did I know he was a stereotypical... I'm from Philly myself, so I avoid most people like this. However, he was by himself, and the mood was so eerie there because...
Just on, like, not Music Row, what is it? It's like...
Music Row.
No, it's
it's
like,
alright, well, down by Riverfront.
Yeah,
with
just the, like, tourist shops and...
Yeah.
Like the, you know, cheesy, like, bars and the country theme that they try to sell to everyone.
No, this place was... No one was there.
No one was there. It was all lit up, and there were all these lights, and there was this music in the background.
Just echoing.
Yeah, it was really echoed. And, just really creepy, really creepy.
Anyway, so, right at that moment, he had his hand in his...
Left pocket?
Yes, I believe. No, it was
like
his right pocket, and
what?
I
thought it was the left.
Or maybe it was the left. I was way too scared to notice.
I was on his right side.
Because me and...
It was left.
And then he also said, and after that he was like, I'm, a Vietnam veteran, I could use a few dollars. And we were just like, me and Emmett...
He said that?
What?
He said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to get off these damn streets, man.
Anyway, so...
Yeah, I didn't...
usually with people like that are trying to go clean and shit, you know that your money, it might go to booze and stuff, but you're making somebody's day, but Spencer right away just he bailed.
He was gone, yeah.
He bailed, then Anthony shortly followed, and then Emmett, as we could tell that he had his hand on a knife in his pocket.
Dude, I'm so sorry I bailed. Like, I just wanted to grab you and pull you, but...
Anyway, but I thought, stupidly... what were you going to say?
I thought you'd give him $2 and run off with those. I didn't think
you were
gonna, sit there with your wallet.
I was going to give him... I was just going to give him $2.
Count 20, man. Count 10. Just
yeah, anyway. So I stupidly took out my wallet, and anyway, he saw my money and just kept on taking money. Probably lost about 15, and then I just bailed, and... we must have had some divine intervention, because all of a sudden there was just a cab sitting there, and we just got in it and bailed. I was shaking so bad, I was literally like this over my entire body, and we went to, what was it, Cafe Coco, but on the way back, it just started pouring rain, and we're just... walking, and then all of a sudden, everything makes sense. All right, tell him what you thought of it.
I don't exactly remember.
All right, but you were all of a sudden.
It was when you said you had. Oh, we were talking about. Okay, when you stay up all night, at a friend's house, and you don't sleep, and everyone's kind of delirious, and your idea of someone changes. You kind of see them as in a different light, kind of.
So, he basically said that. Emmett said that because first I had my hair like this. I was just walking around downtown Nashville with my hair like this. Then what else was I doing? I was just doing weird stuff with my hair. Oh yeah, and then I was like, my shirt was black and it was all wet. It was sticking to my body. I was like, dude, I looked like the Dark Spider-Man. I was like, let me put my hair over here. And I was like this.
And with his hair, and then you made some reference to when you had shaved him.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, last year, probably everybody thought I was a prick because I came here with a buzzed head. And then
something clicked, and I was like, wait, I remember.
And then, no, well, you didn't at first, but I was like, yeah, he's like, I remember I was doing, sound check last year, and, you were playing drums for me, and, at first you weren't getting it, but then, I said something about,
that melody, and it was like Bell's Cannon, and then it all came flooding back, and I remember you perfectly.
I didn't remember you till I was back, in my dry clothes up in my room.
I was like, oh crap.
I remember your SG and you were like singing to it.
Like,
Yeah.
I had no idea that I had even talked to you before.
Anyway, so
Oh, just totally
and
blew
this
my
kid,
mind, and I was
this
freaking
kid
out for, like, 30
completely
minutes.
changed my perception of music last year with his song "Where's Waldo," soon to be available on iTunes.
Wait, can you like make an account and sell your own
I'm pretty sure you have to go through like a process. First, copyright that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, make sure you do that, or else you would get douched. Like, anyway.
I stole it.
You could never play that shit. Anyway, but
I mean,
so-
dude, if you can figure it out, like, go for it.
Anyway, but so we figured out that it goes like we realized this is death, this is fate, this proves, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, this is like our earlier that night we were just talking about how, your life, I mean like a relationship, yeah, I know, but your relationship can, like, it starts off building up and then crescendos and it goes up and it blasts into the stratosphere. but oh my god. But so, and then we realized, like, oh my god, we were talking about that, and then it proved earlier, a few days before, I was
Oh my
like,
God, this is a video blog.
anyway,
This is video blogging. It just occurred to me.
ow, I just cut my toe.
Oh, sorry. I did that the other day, actually. Oh, it's
No.
a pattern. It's a pattern. Things are moving aside.
Oh my god, just ignore it. Anyway, so, yeah, anyway, and then I was talking a few days before about how everything goes in cycles, and he was all like, I'm into existentialism, and this kid Scott down the hall was like, oh yeah, fuck that or whatever, like fate isn't real. I mean, maybe I'd say it if something good happened, but, it is like, it's like, you start with one big ass triangle, infinite triangle, and you look at sections of your life, and it's basically, imagine an entire landscape, but just a bunch of doors. Jim Morrison from The Doors. Anyway, he said, there are things known, there's things unknown, and everything in between is the doors. But that makes sense because it's like almost existentialism where you can pick what door you take. However, it's a predestined thing, whichever door you go into. And you can break it down from triangle, and then you can make a little smaller triangle with a flipped reverse triangle.
Pascal's triangle. Yeah, you can like Google it or whatever.
Anyway, but then another thing, but we had about this, so we were like, yeah, so this makes sense, but you're like, so what do we do? Do we just go with it? And yes, because it's very similar to music. People who just play scales, and it can be perfectly correct, but they're overthinking it. Because if you're overthinking it, it's, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear your legacy.
You
Nobody.
just lose your mind. I mean, if you go up like battling somebody, like I figured it out. Like I know it. I know everything. Like.
But music is meant to be heard. Even if you understand every bit of it, you still play by ear.
It's about doing, not thinking.
Yeah.
About doing.
Yeah, if you think about doing, you're wasting your time. Because we don't have much time here, and we have to live it, and things are gonna happen, and if you really think about it, if you say something's gonna happen, chances are, if you really follow that up, if you choose the right doors to get you there, if you choose the right path, it'll take you right there, and it'll bring it back to cycle. And this is also what it kind of builds off of this on the afterlife. It's what we make it. And if you choose the doors through your life, you end up in one destination, which opens up even more. Which also, I'd like to end on a Jesus quote. My kingdom has many mansions. And if you think about it, what he means is the same exact thing we're talking about.
All you can do is just be.
Yeah, I think therefore I am.
Word.
Oh my god. We are in this together, okay?
We're gonna put this on YouTube.